Shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters. I missed y'all. It's been like a couple of days, right? Yeah, it's been a while. But I'm glad you guys are back. I've been getting a couple people here and there hitting me up like, oh, this is great. I never heard this information before. I want to say, people like you make my day great. Why? Because it's not just this immediate, I've been taught something and now it's just what it is. You know, it's not that thing. It's an open mind to say, I have enough understanding that if this sounds right, if this testifies by the Spirit, if I test this Spirit by the Spirit, and it's good, then it's good. If it's not, it's not. You know what I'm saying? I don't profess to know everything. I can tell you that right now. But you guys make the world great. So I got a blank sheet of paper. We're about to start part 3 of this Sabbath series. I got a blank sheet of paper here. And before we get into the Enoch, we're going to start Enoch. And like I told you, it's probably going to take 2 or 3 videos. Also, I'm going to be melding another video with the series by Enoch. I don't know if you know this guy. I'll put his link probably in the description, or I'll put it like beside me or something like that, so that you guys can click on it and go to his channel, subscribe. He also talks about a lot of different things, and we both wanna approach you guys in love and humbleness. We don't want you to think that we're just trying to give you information and don't want feedback. Please give feedback. Please give feedback, because when you get feedback, this is how we grow. You know what I'm saying? So I should make a song like that. I got a channel where I do songs, but we're not gonna talk about that. You just gotta find it, because that's not what this is not what this is about. So, drop my pen. Hold on. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I dropped my pen. Well, we're gonna start talking about this Enoch calendar, finding out this Hebrew calendar. I do have here the Dead Sea Scrolls. Let me just pull it up just in case, because you know some people are like, oh, I don't believe it. Dead Sea Scrolls. In the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Book of Enoch is contained in there. The Book of Enoch goes into the calendar we're supposed to use, because of course the Most High has set the luminaries in the sky. He has set the grass on the ground. He has set everything before us for us to be able to know that He's in our presence, and for us also to be able to know things that are going on. Just like in our lives, we know if we speak to somebody, we plant a seed. Why do we call it planting a seed? Because we've seen a seed planted. There's something that we've seen here to testify of something that's not seen, spirituality. So I'm taking this blank sheet of paper because I want to prove something, y'all, before I even jump into it. These people who have given you the Gregorian calendar have lied to you. They have lied to you. And the thing about it, like I was telling Akanan last night, it's so crazy because the enemy it's like a chess game. He knows I'm one step ahead, so I'm always gonna put it right in their face. And what Sherlock Holmes said is the best place to hide something is in plain sight. It was a show I was watching. They were looking for a letter. He put it on the desk on this little metal thing, and they didn't find it because they were so used to him having gizmos and gadgets. They looked everywhere except for what's in plain sight. They put the calendar in plain sight. How do you know this? Because they'll say, oh, spring started this year on the 22nd of March, I believe. Why is it that your calendar doesn't start when spring starts? Why is that if you go from spring to summer to fall to winter, it's 364 days? But you don't use that as a calendar. You use this calendar that I'm gonna do better, guys. I let my camera die again. But they give you a calendar that does not be in sync with common sense when it comes to seasons. And that's why I have this blank sheet of paper that I keep on talking about, this blank sheet of paper, because I'm about to show y'all something that when the Most High gave it to me, I was like, duh. Like, why didn't I never see this? So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to draw a circle. You see that? It's a circle. I drew this circle for one reason and one reason only. And hold on really quick. I want to make sure I have my timer going so that I don't go over time here. But the reason I'm drawing this circle is because by what science says or whatever. We know they lie and things like that. But by what they say is they say that the earth revolves around the sun. This is what they say. These are their words. They said the earth revolves around the sun. So it goes around in a circle. This is what they told us. Which means a fourth of the way is one season, another season, another season. There's 4 seasons, right? There's 4 seasons. So I'm gonna take this circle. 4 seasons. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can make whichever one you want to make, summer and spring, whatever. But 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 seasons. What does that tell you? That if you go from here to get back around to here, that it has to be a certain amount of days. If it's 365, how in the heck are you gonna get an even amount of days when there's even amount of seasons? What I mean by that is, what is 365 divided by 4? Think about it. It's 91.4, or no, 91.25. That's what it is. 365 divided by that, which means that in each season there will be 91.25 days. What sense does that make? Think about it. What sense does that make? Now think about this. We're going to get into Enoch, and Enoch tells you, he shows you that there is 364 days in the year. Even in the book of Jubilees, it tells you there's 364 days in a year. Why? Because you have 91 in winter, in spring, 91 in summer, 91 in fall, 91 in winter. What is 91 times 4? 364. And they put it so plainly in sight that we didn't even see it. This is the lie we're dealing with. So now we have everybody going by this Gregorian calendar, 365-day calendar, and they're wrong on their Sabbaths, they're wrong on their feasts, they're wrong on all their festivals, they're wrong on everything. Why? In Jubilees it tells you that. But I'm not going into Jubilees right now. I'm going to go into Enoch. That's what I'm going to go into. And then later, I might touch just a tad bit on Jubilees, but Akhanan Lawai actually went into that. There's gonna be, I'm gonna either try to tag it. I'm not gonna tag it to the video because this video is already running to be like, I think like 4 minutes now or something like that, 5 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is the next video, I'm gonna either touch on it and then tag him in. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna touch on Jubilees, and then I'm gonna actually meld his video into the video. He actually has a channel that you can go to, and like I said, again, I'll link it somewhere, and then you'll be able to go to it so you can see the whole thing, or you can just watch it here, whatever the case may be. But let's go ahead and get started in Enoch, and let's see how far I can get with the time that I have. I have about 6 more minutes to record. So I am in chapter 72 of Enoch, talking about the sun, where the sun rises when you look at the horizon, we call portals. There are a certain amount where it rises and sets on certain months, and they don't move out of that area. The reason I'm giving you this is because you can read it for yourself, or you can go look it up and then go stand outside for 3 months, 4 months, however long. Stand outside and look and say, okay, there's a tree right here, the sun was right here on the tree. Day 1. And do it every day at the same time. And then you'll notice on a certain day, it literally goes from one spot and it moves to the next. This is how we know our months. This is not sun worship, because the sun dictates nothing. It is a sign for us. That's what it is. We don't worship the sun, but if everything is coinciding with this ball of burning gas, as they would say, then we would have to understand, because they go by the moon cycle, and the moon cycle is 354 days, which is 10 days too short. Enoch and Jubilees tells you that also. And if you go by that, then your days will be off, obviously. Even the Gregorian and the Hebrew calendar don't agree with the going by the moon, because it doesn't go by certain portals, or it goes in. But I'm not going to get into all that. Akanon is gonna get all that. Check if you want to check that video out. Check that video out because I'm gonna make it part of the series. It's gonna be part 4 or 5, depending if I quit talking so much and start reading. All right. So let me see where. I know I spend a lot of time talking. Okay. So chapter 72 it says the book of the courses of the luminaries of the heavens, the relations of each according to their classes, their dominion and their seasons according to their names and places of origin, and according to their months, which Uriel, the holy angel, who was with me, who is their guide, showed me all their laws exactly as they are, and how it was with regard to all the years of the world unto eternity, till the new creation is accomplished, which dureth till eternity. This is the first law of the luminaries. The luminary, the sun, has its rising in the eastern portals of heaven and its setting in the western portals of heaven. And I saw 6 portals which the sun rises, and 6 portals which the sun sets, and the moon rises and sets in these portals. And the leaders of the stars and those whom they led, 6 in the east and 6 in the west, and all following each other each other in accurately corresponding order. Also many windows to the right and the left of these portals. And first there goes forth the great luminary named the sun. And his circumference is like the circumference of the heaven, a circle. And he is quite filled with illuminating and heating fire. The chariot on which he ascends and winds the winds drives, and the sun goes down from the heaven and returns through the north in order to reach the east, and is so guided that he comes to the appropriate portal and shines in the face of the heaven. In this way, he rises in the first month in the great portal, which is the fourth. Those 6 portals in the east, in the cast, or it should say east there. My thing messed up. I read it so much. In that fourth portal, from which the sun rises in the first month, which means it's gonna be basically almost in the middle, because there's 6 portals, almost in the middle. The first month it rises in that portal when spring is, and you'll notice a blast of new heat after winter. There's no the transition is small, but there is a blast of heat. So let me go and say it anyways. And in the fourth portal from which the sun rises in the first month are 12 window openings from which the portal from which proceed a flame when they are opened in their season. When the sun rises in the heaven, he comes forth through the fourth portal 30 mornings in succession and sets accurately in the fourth portal in the west of heaven. And during this period, the day becomes daily longer and the night nightly shorter to the 13th morning. So the first month has 30 days. On that day, the day is longer than the night by a 9th part, and the day amounts exactly to 10 parts, and the night to 8 parts. And the sun rises from the fourth portal and sets in the fourth portal and returns to the 5th portal on the east 30 mornings and rises from it and sets in the 5th portal. So on the 2nd month, it rises in the 5th portal and sets in the 5th portal for 30 days. That's verse 11. When I come back, I'm not going to do any talking. I'm just going to start from verse 12, and we're going to go forward from there. I might do a little more explaining along the way, and then part 5 will be the one where I actually hook in Akhanan's video. Shalom, shalom. I love y'all. I tell you all the time because I'm